So a couple of years ago, we had the release of Torino 21, which is an amazing fragrance. Totally love it. The citrus, the mint, very bright and uplifting, perfect for the summertime. And in today's Cephalabon contributor video, we're going to be taking a closer look at Torino 22, released towards the tail end of last year. It's a collaboration with the ATP Finals in Turin, and this fragrance is on the darker side of things. So I know it's still winter time. If you live in a colder climate, this is perfect for the occasion. I'm also going to be letting you know about a very special giveaway coming up, so make sure to stay tuned. Now, before I begin today's episode and I tell you all about Torino 22 by XERJOFF, which was a collaboration with the ATP Finals. If you're into tennis, you know what that is. I want to start things off by saying that if you're a fan of fragrance-related content, please do consider supporting the channel by subscribing to it. Hit the bell icon so you could be notified whenever I do upload future videos to the channel. And of course, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. It would really mean a lot to me. So if you would like to participate for your chance to win a full-size bottle of this fragrance, all you have to do is shoot on over to cephalabon.com. It's going to be the first link down below in the description box. Read through the article, and after you've become a registered reader, just leave a comment on the article and that's it. That's all you got to do to enter. Just make sure to check back on over to cephalabon.com on the date that's mentioned in the article. A separate article will be posted telling you who the winner is. I will not be announcing the winner on this website. A lot of scams have been going around, people impersonating others, telling you that you've won, but asking you to contact them on WhatsApp or Telegram, and then asking you to pay like $60 for shipping. Totally a scam. All of the giveaways on the Redolessence channel and on cephalabon.com are 100% free. So please be advised that there are a lot of scams and opportunistic people out there trying to extort money from you. Here we have a fragrance that is on the darker side of things. We have saffron, we have mate, eucalyptus. So my initial impression was, okay, this is going to be kind of a smooth and tranquil, serene fragrance. A little bit of bergamot in the opening, so maybe that kind of unifies it or creates a motif between this one and Torino 21, which is its predecessor. And then in the dry down, you have musk and dry woods with clary sage kind of running throughout the entire composition. In any case, I'm excited to give you my thoughts on the smell. Let's start things off with a quick look at the gorgeous presentation. Now, before I start things off, I do want to read very quickly what is written on the back of the box here. It says, XERJOFF official sponsor, Nitto ATP Finals in Turin, Italy. XERJOFF celebrates the prestigious partnership between the International Tennis Finals and the city of Turin with the intoxicating notes of Torino 22. I always love what they do to their presentation, the graphics, the color scheme. They always go above and beyond, and they've done quite a few collaborations, Tony Iommi and this one and MV Augusta, and they will continue to do some. Groove Escape is their newest release. This fragrance, wow. It opens up with this combination of saffron and eucalyptus. And the eucalyptus makes it a little minty, but not quite. So it's nothing like Torino 21. Torino 21 is much more minty when compared to this. Not as minty as 1861 Renaissance, which is like an amazing mojito type of a DNA. But this fragrance does open up with that eucalyptus, which is done very nicely. It has a very smooth vibe to it. And the only other eucalyptus-based fragrance that I've encountered that I really enjoy is Body Cool Rose by Yves Saint Laurent. And that fragrance, composed by Annick Minardo, had a little bit of a spice to it. It had a little bit of star anise or licorice. Some people are comparing it to Eau Masculine by Lolita Lempicka, done by the same perfumer, Annick Minardo. And this fragrance also has something slightly sweet lingering in the background. So when I smelled that sweet, spicy eucalyptus combination, I thought, this one actually reminds me of one of my beloved fragrances. However, it does go in a very different direction. You have the mate that is in the heart of this fragrance. You have the musk and the woods. The clary sage is really interesting because it's one of these ingredients that has surfaced a lot as of late. It's used in a lot of modern masculine fragrances, it gives it a very professional demeanor. I wouldn't say this is an office type of a fragrance, right? When you think of the Dior Sauvages or the Bleu de Chanels of the world, or perhaps even a Mr. Burberry, those are great office fragrances. High compliment value, mass appeal. This fragrance is a bit enigmatic and a bit of an anomaly in a sense because it does things differently. And when I'm trying to make a direct and explicit comparison to another fragrance that I've owned or tried or something that smells similar to it, I can't quite do that. And I think that that says a lot about the originality of this fragrance. And, you know, I saw some other comparisons being made online. I don't agree with them. I think this fragrance really stands out on its own. It has that brightness in the opening, but not too bright, right? It's almost like there is a light, but it's kind of obscured by maybe a cloud or something in front of it that you can see the silver lining in the cloud. You know there's the sun behind it, but you can't quite see the sun all the way. It's safe to look in that direction. This is kind of the vibe that I get from it. There is this illuminating property about it, but it's not overly bright that it's completely suffusing. So it has that quality in the opening that I really enjoy, and it almost teases you. It's like it gives you just enough, but not too much, right? But at the end of the day, it leaves you satiated, which says a lot about the prowess and the power of this fragrance. In terms of the sage that is used in here, it gives you this characteristic masculine, modern, contemporary freshness, but still with that added pizzazz that I think a lot of people are going to enjoy. The musk in the base, nothing animalic whatsoever. Very smooth, very clean. A nice sort of bridge for the bergamot, the eucalyptus, and the sage. So when you're looking at all these other ingredients, you think to yourself, oh, these are very clean, fresh ingredients. The musk is the final chapter, you know, that conclusion to that freshness. And the dry woods in here, I think I saw Gaiac wood online. I don't get a lot of Gaiac wood, at least I don't think I do. It certainly smells nothing like Gaiac 10 by Le Labo. So it does have some smooth, subtle woods, but the woods really are only playing like a tertiary role or a partial role. I think the main player in here is the saffron, the eucalyptus, and the clary sage. Really wonderful fragrance. And I mentioned a touch of sweetness. I wouldn't be surprised if there's ever so slightly a hint of like vanilla or some kind of a resin, some balsamic ingredient in the dried down, maybe even a little coumarin that gives it just a touch of sweetness, but it's ever so mild. If you're not looking for it, you're bound to miss it. Overall, I think it's a really interesting fragrance and a very strong deviation from Torino 21. If you're familiar with Torino 21 and you look at this fragrance and you're expecting this to be kind of along the same lines, very bright, fresh fragrance, it does actually go in a very different direction. And as a matter of fact, I think even if they had put it in a red bottle or a purplish bottle or a violet, I think they could have gotten away with it. There is quite a disparity between Torino 21 and Torino 22. But again, we don't want anything reductive. We don't want anything derivative. So it's nice that they explored a new avenue with this release, and I'm completely satisfied. Let's go ahead and finish things off with my overall assessment. So first up, in terms of the uniqueness and the overall smell, it is a unique fragrance. I know initially I brought up Body Kuros by Yves Saint Laurent. This one really does go in a totally different direction. Overall smell, it could be challenging to some, I think, on account of the saffron, and the eucalyptus is not the most readily used ingredient among fragrances. So just keep those things in mind. Try this one and see if it works with your skin chemistry, if it caters to your personal taste. Longevity on this one was about 8 to 9 hours, which is great. The projection for this one was pretty good for the first 45 minutes of application. It radiated within an arm's length, I would say, and I did a lot of sprays on clothing when I wore it this past weekend. It became an elbow's length scent right around hour 6, and a skin scent right around hour 8 or 9, but it had a pretty consistent diffusiveness, I would say. In terms of the versatility, perfectly unisex, I would argue. Great for a formal occasion. I think this is great for any time of the year, although I can see somebody avoiding it in the middle of the summer. I think the saffron, the spices, and that ever so slight sweetness could be a little bit too much for some people. And I can see this one appealing to somebody who's perhaps a little bit older and thus a little bit more experienced when dealing with niche fragrances. Presentation is gorgeous. My final verdict on this fragrance is it's a solid release by XERJOFF. Very well done, spectacular quality, great craftsmanship, originality, uniqueness. If any aspect of this review made you feel like, wow, I might be interested in trying this one, please do so. Try to get your hands on a sample initially if you can. I think this one is definitely worth your time. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate your viewership. If you enjoyed this video, consider supporting the channel by subscribing to it, hit the bell and give it a thumbs up, and participate in the giveaway for your chance to win a full-size bottle, cephalabon.com. First link down below. Thank you so much for watching. Love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.